Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel once again. So in today's video we are going to learn these four beautiful bird drawing as well as painting. So I have used this needle pen to draw first, and then I have used watercolor to paint these beautiful bird drawing or doodle. So let's start with today's video. So first of all, with the help of pencil we are going to create a basic guideline. So I'm creating a triangle kind of shape and extending the triangle from one end and creating a curve and joining these two things together. So something like this you will get at the end. Then you can create one more triangle kind of pattern to create the tail feather, and then you can give a rough structure for the foot area and toe. Now keep the upper portion of triangle intact, and then you can create two eyes. Placement of these eye and beak is something very important when you are trying to draw a bird. So I'm creating a beak at the middle around the base of these two eyes, having a triangle kind of pattern to create a beak, because this is the front perspective and we are seeing the bird from the front. And then you can create upper tail feather at one side, and you can also create tail feathers as well. So we have done this roughly because anyways we are going to trace everything and we are going to do some extra shading and detailing with the help of pen first. So let's start with the eye first. So I'm outlining the eye area, and then I'm leaving small portion inside the eye, and negative space in between eye is important whenever you are trying to draw something like bird or whatever creature you want to create having eye in it. And then you can create some pattern around the head area. So I'm creating an X kind of structure in between eye, and I'm also outlining the eye area a little bit. Now you can create some spikes to create feather, and then you can repeat the same thing for tail feathers as well. And once done with the upper tail feather and tail feathers, you can start creating the outline of the bird. So you don't need to trace everything, just a little bit of line and pattern around the body area. And you can also create pattern around the wing belly as well. So trace the foot area and then little bit pattern around the belly. Now this is the outline that we have created with the help of pen. Rub all the unwanted pencil mark, and then we can start painting it using watercolor. So first I'm using blue color. So I have mixed little bit of black in the blue to make it little less brighter, and then I have started from the triangle area, and I'm also using same color for the tail and feather area as well. So because everything has defined already, you don't need to think much, you just simply need to put some watercolor. And I want to keep the belly area a little lighter, so I'm adding little bit of color in between. And then with the help of clean water and damp brush means not too wet, not too dry, try to blend everything together and try to avoid any hard edges. So see, this one is the first layer. Now I am adding little bit of brown around it, so not too much, just around the edges, not too much as I already said. And always try to use very light shade of color, do not use very thick color, try to use more water and less color into it. And then you can add more layers of color into it. So I'm adding one more layer of blue color around the tail area and the feather area, and little hint of purple as well around the head area and tail area. So something like this we have done for the first one. Now let's move to the second one. So for the second one we need to create an oval shape. So the direction of this particular bird is towards the left side, so I have kept the oval shape accordingly. You can create your own perspective of bird. Now try to create the crown area and the neck area little rounder. So you can adjust the beak area and you can place the eye in between. Remember, the placement of eye and beak is something important, so do it carefully. Otherwise, you can draw your own kind of doodle and you can modify the structure as per your need. So I think I need to modify the base area a little bit. And likewise, you can design your own kind of bird. You don't need to copy mine. Simply create a little bit of oval shape, round shape, triangle shape, and convert those structure into a bird kind of shape. So to create a bird, I think beak and eye is something important, and then the feather area. So in this one I have created a branch as well, which is not important, but if you want you can create. And then one more thing is important is pattern around the eye area. So I have given a different kind of pattern for all the 4 birds that we are going to paint. And also make sure you have one fine negative space in between the eye area, and you can also outline the eye area having a little bit negative space as well, like I have done in this particular one. And I have also created a pattern around the eye area. So this pattern may vary from bird to bird, which is important. And let's trace everything, whatever we have done. Also do the outlining, and then you can do a little bit of shading and detailing around the pattern that you have created. So once you add watercolor into it, this gives you a feather kind of look, which is the easiest way to do whenever we are trying to do something like this. And I always like to do this kind of painting wherein I have drawn everything with the help of pen and then using watercolor to paint it, because this one is the easiest way. So I'm using blue and black color, so I have mixed little bit of blue in the black, and I'm trying to paint the patch that I have created around the eye area. And this particular patch as well. Now you can keep this one little darker as well, but always start with the lighter shade. So let's do with the lighter color first. Paint the feather area and the tail area, and I want to keep this bird with same kind of color. So I'm using very light shade of same color, and I'm using around the belly area, softening the edges with the help of clean water, and try to blend the color around the body area. So a couple of area is in darker shade and rest other area are in lighter shade, but I'm using same shade of color for this particular bird. So you can do layering of color one after another to make it little darker if you want to. Also you can add little hint of darker color around the edges of the body area and blend it with the help of clean water. I think this one is my favorite. This one is very cute bird. So we are done with these two. You can add brown color for the branch. Now let's move to the third one, which is again going to be simple. So for this one you can start with creating a small round structure, and then you can create an oval shape, a big oval shape in horizontal direction, and I'm keeping the smaller round shape at one end of the oval shape. Now connect the round shape and oval shape together to create the crown area and the neck area of the bird, and you will automatically get one shape as per the size of oval shape that you have created. And you can create the tail and the beak area, and you can also create an eye. Now rub in between mark so that you can see the pattern of your bird clearly. Once you rub the unwanted pencil mark, you can see things pretty much clear, and then you can adjust the shape accordingly. So I'm trying to adjust the neck area a little bit, and then I think I'm happy with this much, little rounder. Now you can create pattern around the head area. Like I said, I always like to do different kind of pattern around the head area, and you can also create the legs. We need to repeat the same thing for the beak, for the eye, and for the feather area. So I'm leaving one small negative space, and I'm also creating one more round shape just after the eye. This gives a very nice effect into the eye area. And then you can create the body area. You can define the pattern to create feathers. For the feathers, I'm not doing anything fancy, just trying to create some spikes little longer and thicker as per your need. You don't need to outline everything, just a little bit here and there to outline the base area, and different kind of pattern around the head area. For this one, I'm thinking to create something like this. This area I want to keep little darker, so I'm adding more lines and pattern. And see, our eyes are intact, so I always like to do eyes with the help of pen itself, because sometime we could not able to make a negative space in between with the help of watercolor. So why not to do these kind of detailing with the help of pen. And we are done with this one. See, the head area for these three bird is totally different from each other, and a negative space in between eye. And obviously the beak area is also something important. So if you are able to achieve these three things, you can draw as many as bird you like to draw. Now I'm using black color for the head area and little bit around the neck area as well, and trying to blend both the area with the help of clean water. I'm automatically getting lighter shade of gray color around that area because I have blend the color which is needed. Now I'm using purple color for the feather area and the tail. You can use different color combination whatever you like, but I'm using something like this. And then I'm also blending the gray color and purple color together for belly area. I want to keep the belly area a little lighter, so I'm using lighter shade. You can keep that area white also, that also looks nice. Then you can add more layers of color around the feather area, so I'm adding little bit of blue color around the belly area and feather area as well. Now I always like to keep the head area a little darker, so I'm adding one more layer of black color around that, but I'm not touching the eye area. As you can see, we can clearly see the negative space around the eye, which is very important. Now let's move to the last one. So in this one again I'm repeating the same thing, smaller round shape, but in this one I have created a bigger round shape at the base instead of an oval shape. Now you can create the beak area and the eye. You can combine the smaller round shape and bigger round shape to create the head area or the crown area and the neck area. So adjust as per your need, and you can definitely modify the structure. Whatever is needed you can modify. So something like this, we have created similar kind of stuff like we did in the previous one, but totally different bird altogether. Now let's do the tracing part quickly. Remember to keep the eye area intact, having little bit of negative space in between and around it. So this is very important. As you can see, the previous one, the eye has a very fine negative space, which is very nice to have. So always remember to do that. first, and then you can define different kind of pattern around the head area. So this one I'm adding something like this, and then you can define the belly area, you can define the legs, and you can define the feather area. So these things we are doing with the help of pen, because of which we are not thinking too much while water painting these birds. And with little variation you can create as many as design and pattern in these bird, and you can end up creating multiple bird doodles like these one. Now this is the basic structure. Let's rub all the unwanted pencil mark, and this time I want to make it little colorful, so I'm using pink color around the belly area. So I'm going through the belly area. Always try to soften the edges with the help of clean water. You will not get any hard edges, and also you will get little lighter shade around the body area. And then you can use different shades of color. So now I'm using blue color in between and around the head area. I'm not touching the eye area because I want to keep that negative space intact. So I'm trying to combine the pink and blue together. Remember, do not overdo these things. Sometime I end up doing more and more. So always try to restrict yourself when doing these kind of things, and always start with lighter shade of color, and then you can add more and more color to get some extra depth into the belly area and feather area. So I have used little bit of brown color as well in between the feather area, and little bit of pink color around the head area and the belly area. And I'm almost done with today's video, and I'm hoping this video is simple to follow with very simple and easy step. So hope you have liked this particular way of painting a bird, and hope this video is helpful for you guys. Please do let me know if you guys have any kind of feedback for me, and thank you so much for always loving my video and supporting me. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.